Hey Oswego, you're back with Tonight with Jes and Sar. Now, we just spoke with our friend Jillian, who told us some fun stuff to do for when it's nice in the springtime and when it's rainy.
Yep.
And she mentioned baking. So we thought it would be a great idea to have a very special guest, Julia, who has her own show on WTOP called Get Baked with Julia. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about baking today. So now, what do you like to bake, first off?
I like to bake everything. I mean, I love to bake cookies and cupcakes and cake. I do more cake than cupcakes. My best friend from back home, Mariah, she always bakes cupcakes. Our goal in life is once we retire from doing whatever we want to do, we're going to make a bakery called Big Things, Little Things. And because I'm tiny, I'm going to make the big things. And because she's bigger than me, she's going to make the little things. Because it's ironic.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. I wish you both luck with that. I mean,
Thank you.
It's good to have plans that far
We have
ahead.
plans very far ahead, yes.
So now, would that be your favorite thing to bake, you think, or?
I don't know. My favorite thing to bake is coconut almond cookies. I made them. Almond joy cookies is what I call them. They're coconut cookies that have almond extract, and then you put melted chocolate ganache on it, and then you put almond slices on top of that.
Oh,
and they're delicious.
I'm a huge fan. As soon as you said that, I was
delicious.
like, go on.
So good. My sister Christina, whenever I make them, she's like, Julia, you're gonna make $1 million. You should just sell them. I'm like, all right, might as well. So
where did you come up with that, or did
do you make your own recipes?
Sometimes.
Or do you?
It depends. Usually I just like get a recipe and then change it.
Modify it.
I never because my dad does the same thing, because my dad and my grandmother is where I get my inspiration from. They're great, great, great cooks. And my grandma was a great baker. My dad stays away from all things baked. But my grandma was a great baker. And I get a lot of inspiration from her because she never stuck to a recipe. My dad never stuck to a recipe. So I'm like, why do I have to stick to a recipe?
Right.
And I think it's better because you look at it and you're like, okay, this looks delicious, but I can make it taste more delicious.
Right, and it's all about
experimenting.
Experimenting and individual flavor too, because someone might like coconut or almond or adding,
both.
subtracting.
Even though I've had people say with those cookies, even if they don't like coconut or almond or chocolate, they like the cookies. It's amazing. They're amazing.
They're
that good of cookies.
We're going to have you make them for us and bring us in just so we can try it.
Okay, sure. I love making those, and those are my favorite cookies ever.
So now, you said your family inspired you. Your dad's the cooker, your grandma's the baker. Any other inspiration, or do your sisters cook? Or?
My older sister, she can cook. My twin sister Laura is not domestic. I mean, she makes good munchie food, as you'll see if you watch my episode on Wednesday, which is the Munchies episode. It's inspired by my twin sister Laura, because whenever we're together and we have the munchies, we make things together. She can make that. She burned cereal once. She's not,
Ooh, burn
cereal.
You put cereal in the microwave?
The oven was on, and she just put it down, and she went to the bathroom and came back, and then it was That's my sister. Love her to death. She has her flaws, but that's just who she is. And you accept it. You accept her for it.
Absolutely.
It's my family. My older sister makes great omelets. She made me a baked ziti omelet once. That was delicious. Leftover baked ziti in the omelet. Can I tell you? Sounds weird. It was delicious.
Nope, that sounds
interesting.
Delicious. Yeah. I have an acquired taste for a lot of things.
It's the creation. It's a creation thing.
Yeah. My mother, not domestic at all. I thought Eggo waffles were supposed to be eaten frozen until I was 10.
Oh!
Best story ever. My mom, not domestic, to say the least. She cooks more for my dog now that we've had for 2 years than she has for me in my entire life. She loves him more than she loves anybody else in my house. So when we were little, me and my sister, she would just hand us frozen Eggos. And we were like, okay, thanks, Mom. And then one day, my dad was like, girls, what do you want? My dad didn't work from home. My mom was a real estate agent, so she worked from home. So my dad one day was like, all right, girls, what do you want to eat? We're like, we'll have waffles. And we saw him putting them in the toaster. And we're like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, what? And then he was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I was like, Mommy just gives them to us, frozen. He goes, what? And he freaked out, started screaming at my mother, what the heck are you feeding my children? With a lot more profanity. What are you giving my kids? Why do they think Eggos are supposed to be eaten frozen, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and so he toasted them and put the syrup on them, and my sister Laura and I were like, oh, this is amazing. This is delicious. And you're like, okay, so 10 years old, didn't know that it was supposed to be like that.
So that was like a turning event for you.
Yeah.
Is that when you started to bake?
I started baking when I was 12 years old, after my grandma died. When my grandma passed away, I really, really missed her. And I had a dream about a year later, first dream I ever had with her in it. She was in the kitchen of my house making sauce, because we're ridiculously Italian, and that was the best thing. I would eat her sauce, drink her sauce out of a straw when she was, so good. So I had a dream with her, and she was cooking in my kitchen, and then all of a sudden she had to leave. And I went to hug her, and I was crying. I was like, Grandma, I love you, I miss you. And she didn't understand. I don't think she realized what was happening. And then I was telling our miss, and she's like, you'll see me again. And then the next day, I baked for like the first time ever. I made oatmeal raisin cookies. And
A classic,
my
yes.
dad came home and said, Julia, these are delicious,
Delicious.
they're wonderful. And I told him about my dream, and he was so happy and so proud of me as to that's why I was baking, because it was his mother that passed away. And then ever since then, I just kind of loved it and kept doing it. And I love to do it.
I don't
still.
think you can get a better story than that.
Thank you.
Because that's true inspiration
It
is.
is.
And I'm so happy to hear that you're gonna stick with this and you're gonna go with it forever.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
love to be. I don't think I'll ever stop. No.
So now your show is Wednesday,
Mhm,
this
this
Wednesday,
Wednesday at 9:30.
9:30. So we hope everyone tunes in and
Watch
Get
me.
out.
What are you going to be making exactly
this
this
is-
Wednesday? What should we look for?
This is the Munchies episode. We're making cinnamon toast and hot chocolate marshmallows. But this episode, if you've watched Get Baked with Julia before, it's usually like all baking all the time. But like it's like the beginning part is like cooking, and then like the last like 15 minutes is me just ranting and being funny. So if you
it
like,
sounds entertaining.
I'm gonna
I mean,
check it out.
Cooking,
I'm gonna watch
entertaining,
it.
it sounds good to me.
I just think it was funny. I had my director laughing and crying. So if you want to laugh and cry and enjoy it, watch me on Wednesday at 9:30.
I think that sounds great. And what I love about your show, because I have watched your show before, is that it's the things you make are so easy and so simple. So just describe maybe one thing that you make on the show that's really easy. Every college student can do it. Seconds, delicious.
Well, we made the cinnamon toast. You know what? I'll tell you something that you can make that I didn't make on the show, just for variation. And so you have to tune in on Wednesday.
Yes,
I'm not
'cause
gonna,
we don't
no
want to give anything
spoilers,
away.
No
Nope, nope,
spoilers.
nope.
No.
I know everybody loves the Rice Krispie treats that are made with the Fruity Pebbles in the dining hall. And if they don't have them, it's very easy to make them by yourself in the dining hall. Just get the marshmallows, the little mini marshmallows, and butter, and melt them in a mug. Fill like half the cup with the marshmallows, and then like throw like 2 or 3 of the little butter packets in there. Melt them in the microwave, probably about a minute. Take them out, and then get the Rice Krispie treats, pour it in a bowl, and mix them up, and let it set, and you have a Rice Krispie treat. You have a
I'm going
Fruity
to
Pebble
try that.
Rice
That
Krispie
is
treat.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would never have even
Never,
thought to
nope.
do that.
I
but
thought
mean,
of it the other day. I was like, I wish I put this on the Munchies episode, but now you guys see it here, so it's televised.
Great. Oh, that's
Thank you.
perfect.
I'm so excited to try all of these.
There
things.
you go.
I know, that's great. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Julia.
you.
Thank you for
Make
having
sure-
me.
Make sure everyone tunes in so they can learn their own little baking tricks and segments on Getting Baked with Julia. Sarah and I will be right back after this short break.